Wednesday, December 22nd, 2010. The sun has yet to come up in the large metropolis of Tokyo, but a 28-year-old Japanese worker for a prestigious animation studio is sitting in his cubicle typing something. Working grueling hours, he finally manages to complete his task for the night. He stops at the local konbini, grabs a small apple juice, some chicken, his favorite late-night snack, and heads out. He would eventually get home later that morning, pack his clothes neatly, and end his own life.
A surge in work-related deaths is forcing Japan to take a hard look at its office culture.
Japan's unusually long hours on the job have triggered a health crisis.
Employees in Japan are working themselves to death.
It started with a tweet. This is Yuichiro Hayashi, the director for Attack on Titan Season 4. In it, he appears visibly tired with eye bags under his eyes. With such a distressed look, netizens began to ask the question, are anime employees okay? They were right to ask. The following are excerpts from a study done in 2023 about sleeping habits in Japan. What they found was shocking. They found that almost half of all Japanese workers slept less than 6 hours per night. And out of the 10,000 Japanese workers they surveyed, an even more shocking 10% slept less than 5 hours per night. The study further showed that 70% of those who got their ideal amount of sleep would be at less risk of depression or anxiety. This leads me to something called karoshi, or death by overwork. In fact, it's become such an issue. Anime have come out such as Shirobako that explicitly talk about the difficulties in the industry, not to mention the countless isekai anime that also has the main character dying from the phenomenon. According to official records of the Japanese government, on average, there are 200 incidents a year, though many say it's even higher. But 200 is already 200 too many. So what exactly is causing this epidemic of poor conditions and karoshi incidents? Well, if we're talking about the anime industry, this could be due to the sheer volume of shows being released. There's almost 100 anime or so releasing in any given year, and has only gone up since the first modern anime was released in 1961. Whether it's multiple season shows like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, or One Piece, to one-season shows and movies like Your Lie in April, Your Name, among others. The list of shows anime fans look forward to every week is never-ending. But one thing we all forget is the work that's put into making these masterpieces day in, day out. With the death and illness of famous mangaka, anime directors, and industry professionals, a spotlight has been put on what these workers suffer to put out a show on time every week, week after week, for sometimes months at a time. According to Nippon Anime and Film Culture Association, about half the people in the anime industry work over 225 hours per month. This included animators, directors, producing roles, and voice actors. If we were to remove the voice actors from the survey due to their wildly differing schedules, 30.4% said that they work 10 hours or more every day, with some saying they worked as much as 336 hours in 1 month. When it came to time off, more than half, 58.5%, reported having less than 6 days off per month on average. For example, the worker who went home and decided to end it all earlier in the video, investigators would later find his online journal and personal timekeeping records with an entry saying, "I only took 3 days off in 10 months. The authorities ruled the incident as another unfortunate victim of karoshi. It appears that overwork is quite literally killing the industry. Now, is it because they love their fans so much they want to deliver? Is it their love for the craft? Sure, it definitely can be those things. But Japan is also notorious for overworking their employees, whether it's company policy, infamously known as Burako Kigyo, black companies, or is it societal pressure? There's no shortage of illustrators and studio personnel being pushed to their absolute limits. Not to mention mangaka and light novel authors who are overworked and definitely underpaid. According to the World Health Organization, 55 hours of overtime a week is considered dangerous to one's health. And as we have seen, Japanese animators continue to push themselves in pursuit of their craft, quite literally killing themselves in the process. There's a systemic issue at work here. There's been a real shortage of talent going into the industry over the last few decades, both from notorious work schedules like this one from Shibashi Hiroshi, a Japanese manga artist, known for the manga Nier, Rise of the Yokai Clan. Here, he posted a sample schedule of his typical work week on the internet. Notice, it was only 3 hours of free time. While Hiroshi was considered one of the most successful manga artists by sales, not everyone is so lucky. The shortage has put pressure on the existing talent to make up the difference, and now there's hundreds of anime coming out every year. No wonder the burnout rate is so high. This cycle, quite obviously, is unsustainable. As the newly formed Nippon Anime and Film Culture Association works to help reform the anime industry, a new intern has joined the same company our previous overworked staffer lost his life to. When asked about the heavy workload, she simply responded, "It's worth having something to work towards, even if it means losing one's life over it."